Hi, welcome back. Sarah Noah with you, hosting this segment of Community Service Outreach. And I have right now with me Lou Ceci, who's a member of the Nevada City Council. Welcome, Lou.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. It's good to have you here. So I'm wondering, how long have you been a resident of Nevada County?
I moved here in 2015, so 9 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And what prompted you to want to be a part of the City Council?
Well, there are a couple of things. One, I've always been interested in public service. I was a high school teacher for 5 years, a college professor for 7 years, and then I decided to make money and went into computer programming. And when I retired from that, I said, I need to give back. And that's why I decided to run.
That's fantastic. So what sort of a commitment is it for you to be a part of it?
Well, I'm a newbie, so I've never done this before. And so I'm learning the ropes as I do. I'm in my, just finishing the second year of my 4-year term. So I'm probably spending more time learning things than someone who's been on the council many times. On the average week, on the average month, I'm going to 8 different committee meetings and commission meetings, plus 2, often 2-hour city council meetings. And for each of those, there's an agenda and a packet. The packet is the things you're going to discuss that meeting, and that can be anywhere from 5 pages to 360.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, tomorrow we're doing the first pass at the city budget. That's going to take a while.
Okay. So are you choosing which segment you want to work in as members of the council?
Yes.
Maybe where your interest is? Or
I talked it over with the incoming mayor. So the mayor gets to do the assignments for each committee. And I've talked to the person who was mayor when I came on the council, which was Doug Fleming, and then to Daniela Fernandez, and the incoming mayor for the coming year will be Gary Peterson.
Okay.
And I expressed an interest in housing and public infrastructure and fire. So I'm on the Fire Safety Advisory Committee, the Business Committee, and the Infrastructure Committee.
So what do you see as some big issues and challenges that are facing Nevada City?
Well, I'll take those 3 areas and just jump right into it. Fire Safety Advisory Committee, of course, is interested in keeping the city safe from wildfire. Now, you can't be 100% safe, but you can be safer, and you can make the city capable of surviving a wildfire. So we spent a couple of years, both my predecessor on the committee and me, devising a vegetation ordinance that would help people reduce the fire risk of their property by reducing the amount of vegetation that could catch fire, especially close to their home. So once we got that in place, we started doing inspections of every city parcel. Every parcel in the city got inspected last year. That's the first time that was done. And we're doing it again this year, this time with a little bit more friendly survey, because people were getting these notices, you're out of compliance. And that wasn't really, we didn't want to scare people or threaten them. We wanted them to know how they could get into compliance. So we have hired a person whose specific job is to do those inspections and then educate the people on how they can get their land into compliance.
That's great.
Plus, then we had to do it ourselves. The city's own properties were not in compliance, and so that's helped.
Good. And housing?
Housing, I didn't get on the housing committee, so all I can say is yay housing. We need more. We've got some wonderful projects that have been approved, but they haven't started building yet. There's one out on Gracie, there's one down Providence Mine Road, but they haven't started up yet. And we really need to get them going, because we're doing pretty well with the low and very low income housing. And we've got expensive housing, as anyone knows. It's that middle income, the workforce housing that we're really short on. Infrastructure, well, everybody goes through the Nevada City, sees that the bridge is down on Nevada Street.
Yes.
It's probably the most popular live show in town. Standing on the bridge going, look at that.
Pointing and speculating.
That cost a pretty penny. In fact, the cost of that project is almost the entire city budget. But fortunately, the city doesn't have to pay all of it. So we're with a grant with Caltrans and other grant opportunities. So we do have money to run the city, but that is a very expensive project.
Sure, yeah, and not expected.
It was
entirely.
We've been planning on it for years. And one of the nice things about it is when it's done, we're going to name the bridge after Bill Falcone.
Oh, nice.
Who has been the city engineer for like 50 years.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. He knows where every pipe is.
Oh, goodness. And there's so many, so many. So what are some positives that you see in Nevada City and what's going on?
Oh, man, there is so much going on. I mean, we are the liveliest of lively arts towns. I mean, for a town our size,
small.
we're like 2 square miles, only 3,700 people here. That we have theater companies, we have live shows, we have cabarets, we have a few drag shows, we've got people singing, and that's not to mention the graphic arts. We've got terrific painters and graphic designers. So all of that we really justify being a cultural arts center in the state.
I think so.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And then the people's cooperation on the fire safety stuff has been very encouraging. People want their homes to survive a wildfire.
Sure.
And they want to know how to do it. And we're going to give people $100 grants to help harden their homes.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
that's fantastic. I think we all got a little nervous with the Paradise Fire because that was pretty close.
It
and I
was.
think people got really nervous about that to think, what could we do?
Yeah,
to
we
make
have the same
ourselves more
topography.
safe? We do,
we're
very
at the top of
similar.
a canyon that if the wind's from the west, it's trouble.
Very similar, very similar. And I know a lot of people are concerned because of the insurance being dropped. And I don't know how much fire safety helps, but hopefully that we'll have the ear of some people that say, we're really trying to be compliant
Yes.
with safety.
Yes, and the standards we adopted 2 years ago are identical to the ones used by CAL FIRE, and they're identical to the ones used in the county. So if together we can present to insurance companies, look, we're doing everything we can. I think that will help.
I would hope it would help.
It's a little bit, talking to large corporations is a tough thing. You don't always get what you want.
That's true. That's true. And I know that's a challenge that face the housing, like we've touched on too. And people getting their insurance dropped is always a challenge too.
Yes.
So, what other things, you just talked about the budget. Do you want to go there? Talk about the budget.
Well,
That sounds very
I'll be
challenging.
spending tonight going over
Really?
the proposals and what's going to be on that. So I won't give you any great details other than to say we are doing well as a city with keeping our budget balanced.
That's good.
Many of the new things we want to do for fire safety will be funded by Measure C, which just passed by a 2/3 majority. Between now and when that money kicks in, we have a gap of about 6 months. We've funded that so we can start now on all the things that we were going to do. And then along about January, the sales tax will start coming in and fund that continuously. Because that's been a problem. We could get a program started with a grant, but once the grant's gone, you
can't.
what you lay people off or just hope people do things voluntarily. But with a steady stream of income, at least for 5 years, we'll be able to keep that going.
Do you feel like you have a decent volunteer base for things that are happening around the city?
Oh, yeah. Just again, on fire safety, the Firewise communities, I mean, we are ringed by Firewise
I live
communities.
in one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
which
it's been a lot of work. Thoroughbred Loop, 6B Ranch, yes.
Yeah, and around Nevada City, there's Champion Mine, there's Deer Creek Southside that I'm a member of, Willow Valley has one, Banner Mountain has one. We're going to try and get 2 inside the city limits. I mean, some of them have border, like mine, Deer Creek Southside is within the city, but Seven Hills doesn't have one. Pioneer Park doesn't have one. And both of those could be good for Firewise communities.
Right.
And that's all volunteer.
Right. And I know for us, it really bound us together as a community because we're a little more widespread. And so we're not right next to our neighbors. And it was a great way to work. We work together. We have some older people in our community that we work together to help clear some of their properties. So it was a really great community building, too. And hopefully making our neighborhood a little bit more safe.
Yes.
It's clearly a concern for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you like best about being on the city council?
I think what I like best is getting things done.
Okay.
Like approving the budget for the bridge repair, approving the budget for something people don't see, but we replaced an entire sewer line that went across Deer Creek 2 years ago during Snowmageddon.
Oh, yeah.
A big tree fell right onto the bridge that supports that sewer line. And Bridge Street was named Bridge Street because that was the bridge that carried the sewer line.
Oh, okay.
And so it's taken us 2 years to replace it, but it's done. And it's not something you would notice unless
No,
you were actually
no,
down
you
there and
wouldn't.
looking, and oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's not something you would see.
Yeah. In fact, you only notice sewer and water lines when they don't work.
When they don't work, that's true. That's true. So what about water? Do you deal with water issues there too in the city
Yes.
council? Because that's an issue for us as well.
And right now, a particular issue, that's part of the infrastructure committee.
Okay.
We're lucky. We have Little Deer Creek, and it supplies us with water up until about August of every year, and then we have to start buying NID water.
Right.
Well, you know what the problem with NID water is this year is something happened up at the Spalding Reservoir, and PG&E can't pump the water into the NID ditches for us to then take out of the ditches.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're repairing that now, and they hope to have some of the repairs done by mid-June. But if they don't have it done by August, we're going to have to look at some serious curtailment of use of water.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. That's tough.
Yeah. But we are one of the few local communities that has water rights of its own. Deer Creek, that water.
Belongs to
Belongs to the city.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So what else would you like to share about life in the city council, Nevada City?
Well, one is I'm working with terrific people.
Good.
All the members of the council, although we are a fairly widespread of both background and political inclination, we get along with each other.
Good. That's important.
Even when we disagree, we still get along with each other. It isn't, knives out. It's, okay, I concede that point on your side, you concede this
Right.
point on my side, or we just agree to disagree. There's going to be a recommendation out of the business committee where I think I will probably disagree with one of my other council members. But we both have valid points.
Right.
And then it's up to the full council, 5 members, to come up with
Make
a
the
policy.
decision finally, yeah.
And we do.
That's
we
great.
work.
That's important, I think, and that shows in the city and how the city is run too. We
Yeah.
appreciate you very much. Nevada City is an awesome place.
It
and I'm so
is.
glad that you're there helping us out, Lou.
Thanks.
And we appreciate your time and effort being on the city council, Nevada City. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It's great to see you and talk to you.
This is a great opportunity.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is. It's wonderful. So we have a lot more to come. So please come back after the break. Thanks so much, Lou.
Thank you.